On this episode, we'll talk about bowel movements. We'll also talk about how much protein to intake for building muscle, and we'll also talk about feeling exhausted the first few diet phases. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Alvarez with Endobariatric.com and welcome to episode 96 of the AskDrA show. 2 ways to submit your questions: through the hashtag AskDrA on social media and through my Snapchat account. By the way, really cool stuff we put on Snapchat this week. If you haven't added me on Snapchat, go ahead and do so.
Is it normal for bowel movements to change in size and amount after the surgery?
All right, so do bowel movements change after the sleeve? Normally they do. In the amount, quantity, the answer is yes, because less goes in, less goes out. It's very simple. This is kind of like physics, all right? So yeah, when you get your sleeve, you may have some, it takes a few days for the first bowel movement, by the way. It takes 3, 4, 5 days. After that, you get the bowel movement. But after that, remember, there's not much in there. You're doing clear liquids, then you're doing full liquids. There's practically anything solid. There's nothing solid in there. So if we put in less, believe me, bowel movements will be different afterwards. Normal, and expected.
How much protein intake should you have for building muscle?
All right, so we've talked about protein intake in the past, and we've talked about the minimal requirements of protein intake, which is more or less 1 gram per every kilogram, or 2.2 pounds of your ideal weight. Which let's say your ideal weight is 70 kilograms. For countries that go by the metrics system, or let's say you have to go with 2.2 per every 2.2, and your ideal weight should be 160 pounds or 180 grams. Well, you should, if you want to build muscle, if you're exercising, you got to go from 1 gram per every kilogram. You got to go to at least 2. So the way to calculate this is go 2 grams per every kilogram of your ideal weight per day, and you're going to be doing good, getting enough protein for building muscle.
Is it normal to become exhausted with each new post-op diet phase?
All right, so there are some tricks to avoiding feeling tired, feeling exhausted the first few diet phases. Number 1 is do a really good pre-op diet, because you're going to be lowering your calorie intake before surgery, and you're getting your body used to a lower intake of calories. That's number 1. Number 2 is follow your doctor's guidelines. If you follow your doctor's guidelines, this means that he or she is giving you the best advice they can give you. So follow the guidelines. If they tell you to do sugar-free stuff, do that. If they're telling you to do a little bit of sugar the first week or so, do so. Because in our practice, we do insist patients to have a little bit of carbs, a little bit of sugar. If you're going to do some juice, go with a regular juice. Don't go with a sugar-free juice or the light version of a certain product, because this amount of carbs is needed. It's needed for you to feel good, getting a good energy level, your brain to be functioning correctly. So we recommend intaking a few carbs throughout the day during these initial phases. Down the road, then we'll restrict the amount of carbs. Once your stomach has healed and everything, we'll restrict the amount of carbs to get the best weight loss possible with your procedure. All right, so that's it for episode 96 of the AskDrA show. Question of the day is, did you feel tired after your sleeve surgery? Yes, no, the answer is below. I'm Dr. Alvarez with Endobariatric.com, where we are changing lives one sleeve at a time. Take care and God bless.